Welcome back to Southeast Texas Weekly. I am Kevin Steele. Great to have you with us. Joining us also, State Representative Mike Hamilton, Kent Walston, Brent Weaver, Precinct 2, Jefferson County Commissioner. Great to have you guys with us back one more time. We're all excited, were we not? Brent, perhaps you were not, Kent Walston, when the governor of the great state of Texas stepped forward and said, I want to run for president. Yep. You know,
I was excited personally.
You were excited as well?
Certainly.
Okay. I take it back. He came forward. He said, "I'm going to run for president." There was a great deal. There was a crescendo, if you will, of momentum on his behalf. Some now say the polls imply he's imploded his candidacy. Do we think so?
No, I don't think.
You know him personally.
Yeah, I don't think he's out yet. You know, if you look at the over the years, you know, at the very end, somebody comes up always at the end. The debating part has never been Perry's stronghold. He's never been a really great debater. He's very good at being one-on-one and talking to people in groups and talking in town halls and stuff. And I think as he's doing that around the United States, you're going to see him pick back up. You know, Romney's been in there, so he knows the actions. He knows what's going on. He's pretty polished. You know, Herman Cain will probably, you know, he's a great guy. I met him whenever I was, he was president of the Restaurant Association. Okay. You know, so I've been knowing him for about 10 or 15 years now and stuff.
Are you at all surprised? I didn't know that you had that association. Are you at all surprised with his popularity at this point?
No, I think, you know, one of the things was that he's coming up with an agenda, and I think that's what people don't, you know, that's what they want, is they're not necessarily happy with the 999 plan, but he's the only one that's out there showing something.
Yeah, and he sort of has a plan in a way. And he's a likable guy.
He's a likable guy.
And he's a smart guy, too. I mean, he's got, you know, he's CEO of a major corporation, you know, and stuff like that.
Well.
So yeah, exactly.
He snuck past the national media, who more or less wrote him off at the early going. He got very few questions in the early debates.
I think it's too early in the process to count somebody out. I mean, we're in October.
Yeah.
You know, so it's too early.
Even Governor Perry.
Yeah. Well, I think some of the ones that may be in the 3 or 4 digits. I mean, you know, 3%,
marginal
2%,
candidates,
right?
People that are right there right now. Those you could probably write those people off.
Well, what do you think?
Need to be out of it.
Right. What do you think of this matter when Governor Perry essentially says instead of the 6 years of economic plan preparation that Mitt Romney had, I've only had 8 weeks, guys. Is that the kind of political argument you really want to make for yourself?
Doesn't show a lot of confidence in himself. Doesn't show a lot of preparation by his staff. Which really shocks me with Perry.
That's right.
It really does. And I think this is his to lose. You know, he came into this race and went to the top right away. He had some poor performances. I think his biggest problem is his views are diametrically opposed to the Tea Party, some of them. And I think that hurt him.
Well, and of course he got into the immigration
that's what I'm talking about.
Social security question.
Exactly.
And those things really started to eat him up.
He had a lot of Tea Party base when he started.
If you're going to get on the national scene instead of the state scene, state scene's big enough as it is if you're running for a statewide office. You get on a national office, you better have the answers to everything because they're coming at you with everything that they've got at every single angle and everything, and you should be prepared. If you're going to take that big of a step, you need to be prepared for everything.
Sometimes the devils are in the detail, you know, and so when they come out...
some of those things he's just not explaining good enough, and he needs to explain them a lot better. He would be okay.
And with any of these plans, and they're so complicated, and then you engage the process, the political process, to get these things done. That complicates it even further.
Well, in Herman Cain's case, the devil being in the details, some believe that the 999 plan, aside from being flipped over, is 666, which Michelle Bachmann brought up. Notwithstanding that whole question, some believe that actually a family of 4 making $50,000 a year would actually pay about $2,700 more in taxes under the Herman Cain plan. Do you believe it? Do you see that?
I've seen those numbers.
Is that the kind
I think it's possible because you won't have the write-offs that you have now. You know, at $50,000 a year, your taxable income is not a whole bunch anyway, and you're going to be writing off your taxes, your mortgage on your house, your children, you have medical and everything else. If you lose all that and go 9%, you may pay more.
You may pay more, and then you're going to pay a 9% on the sales tax.
On the sales tax.
So you're automatically, everything's going to be
That that worries me when you buy big-ticket items, 9% of $20,000, you know.
On a brand new car.
On a brand new car. A used car, 20, 30 or 40.
But when you look at the whole tax program, though, 49% of Americans don't pay anything.
Why?
Right.
And it's either because they're deducted it out, or they've got good accountings, or whichever way it is. 49%.
Or maybe they're not working.
And and I think
they don't make enough money to pay taxes.
Most of it is because they don't make enough to pay taxes.
They get their taxes back is what happens.
Right.
They pay taxes, but because of their marginal income and because they have children and other deductions, they get most of their money back or all of it back. So it's not they don't pay taxes. It's they get an income tax check of everything they pay.
Yes. Brent Weaver, a great patriot for our country, having served in the military services. We have a quick question here. Is it time to seriously consider lobbying for new sanctions against the nation of Iran in light of the newest plot that has been uncovered this week?
Well, as a Marine veteran myself, I mean, I think that we need to have a strong military in terms of equipment, forces, funding, and we need to make sure that we're protecting our interests. But equally important, we got to make sure that we have allies that are with the United States in implementing some strong sanctions and more importantly, sustaining those sanctions.
Are you satisfied this administration has done enough of that to this point?
Well, I know that there has been some sanctions implemented. Now, this may, step it up a little bit because of what, just occurred.
Should it? Is that what
well, I mean, this administration has done, a lot of good work with the ultimate sanction. They've killed a lot of terrorists. Recently, they've killed some people, some major terrorists. They're putting up the pressure. But, yeah, I think that this administration is putting on, a lot of sanctions, a lot of pressure on Iran, and I look for us to respond.
What do you make of this? I mean, this could go a lot of different directions, but in one report, it was mentioned that the war drums are being beaten, essentially, that there's going to be a crescendo of interest in some kind of military action against Iran.
Well, the whole threat of nuclear war is just, I mean, that's a total catastrophe when you look at it through the whole world, or the United States being down here. And the more people that have it, and the more people that have bad governments that have it, that it threatens us. It threatens our whole life. And, the whole thing is whether you want to do it there or you want to do it here. We want to keep going with, I think, with that theories and stuff. So, the sanctions work if you do them right, if everybody joins in. But if nobody, if you got somebody slipping around the corner, then it doesn't hurt.
That's where I go back to true allies.
And you got true allies.
But I don't think you'll see this administration put boots on the ground.
No, I don't think you will.
No.
And I think one of the true thing about the true allies is the funding that we give out. We give out so much money to other countries, and all they do is sit there and talk bad about us and do anything. I mean, if they're not going to produce, then we don't need to give them any money.
Cut them off.
Yeah, that works. We have more on the jobs bill when we come back, along with references to who among the Republicans has the best plan for bringing jobs back to America. When Southeast Texas Weekly continues. Hang close.
Some of their tents and belongings.